We welcome now Ryan Miller, CEO of the Oxford Lafayette County Economic Development Foundation. Hey, Ryan.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So things seem to be popping up in the Oxford Lafayette County area. What you got on the boards from an economic development perspective?
Well, first of all, it's good to see you. It's been far too long. I appreciate getting to come on the air with you today. It's good to see you again, my
Same
friend.
Here.
Yeah, it's a wonderful time, and as you might have seen and probably have been here recently, growth is breakneck pace in Oxford and Lafayette County, and it's exciting to see. It certainly is a pivotal time for the county, the city, and the university, and its relationship as the university continues to grow in record form. But finding more opportunities to bring innovative job opportunities for people here in the county. This is probably going to be a challenging time, but one that's fraught with great reward and return on investment, because that growth doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, well, that's good. I know certainly if the real estate prices are any indicator, Oxford Lafayette County area is doing pretty well. I mean, certainly the city of Oxford specifically, and that's just simply because demand exceeds supply. I mean, as a location to make a homestead, it's pretty popular. It's in demand, and that's been boosting the price of housing in the Oxford area for a while. So one thing, Ryan, is how much does the fact that you've got a major university right there in Oxford, how does that factor into your economic development efforts?
Sure. Well, in one way, it makes it easy, and in other ways, it makes it difficult. I think the university's growth, both in terms of its student population, but also its kind of research components, helps to drive a lot of the economic development that we want to see come to the city and the county. I think that the chancellor, with his new approach to economic development, as you've probably heard, they have a new position, the vice chancellor for research and economic development. It's the first time they've ever had an administrative position of that level focused solely on economic development. So I know that they have kind of planted the flag to say the university, as an R1 research institution, is really going to be focused on its research capabilities and the commercialization of that research to bring new jobs on and innovative opportunities for people to go to work here in Lafayette County. So it's exciting for me to see, but that momentum, trying to make sure that we have momentum and that momentum doesn't have us. You don't want to unbridled growth or growth that's too fast and doesn't have strategy behind it is something that we're trying to make sure that we think through responsibly, so that we're not missing out on opportunities, and we make sure that the jobs that we're bringing to our community are ones that can help pay for some of that real estate that's so expensive. I will say, in the 3 years that I lived in Jackson and now coming back to Oxford, Lafayette County dirt's a little bit more pricey than it was when I left, and that's a good thing. But at the same time, trying to figure out as you bring new job opportunities in, making sure people have the pay that they need to be able to have the quality of life that they want here in the county is a unique challenge that I think we're trying to thread the needle with.
Yeah, so the other things obviously you guys got going for you there in the Oxford area is you got fantastic schools, you got great health care. I know the mayor, Mayor Robin Tannehill, has been highly focused on the infrastructure around the city. And how it connects around the county as well, and that's critical to growth and to attracting investment.
Well, and I think you're going to find right now, and this has been a wonderful lesson for me coming into this role, seeing the mayor as well as the county board of supervisors, the aldermen, the county board of supervisors, and the university, their collaborative efforts that they have. I think that's what helps to make this such a vibrant community. You have to understand what assets do we have, leverage those in a coordinated fashion, and I think that you have leadership at every level of those three entities in this community that understand one another and understand that when the city is successful, so is the university. When the university is successful, so is the county. It's a wonderful, refreshing environment to step into and be a teammate with those folks. They're innovative thinkers, problem solvers, and they're bringing amazing opportunities to the people that live here.
What about the overall economic health of the business environment in Oxford, Lafayette County? How's it doing?
Well, I think it's strong. There's always opportunities to improve. You probably heard me say it, accelerate time and time again. Today's a great day to get better. And so I think the business commercial climate that we have here is burgeoning. There's obviously new businesses that are popping up every single day, whether that's in restaurants or hotels. The banking institutions are here are very, very healthy and going strong. But one of the things that's really going to be fascinating to see, Gerard, is you've heard in the news, the new supercomputer going into Memphis. You've got Amazon locating data centers in the Jackson metro area, and you have a corridor that's going to run from Memphis down to Jackson of a data network, if you will, a data highway. And this probably speaks to your interest in all things technology. How we at the university in Oxford and Lafayette County, geographically positioned, can take advantage of some of that new innovative business that will surround that data highway is going to be really interesting to see. So the businesses we have, existing industry, the 1,500 strong at Olin Winchester, they're doing well. They're probably ahead of projections in terms of what they're producing each and every day. We want to keep existing industry healthy and growing. We also want to take advantage of those new opportunities that we're seeing on the horizon. And I think as a tech guy, you're going to appreciate that and some of the things that we're going to go after here.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I remember in the early days when data centers started popping up, and by the way, that hadn't been too terribly long ago, inside 20 years, but in Texas, which where there's a large concentration of data centers and just technology entities, that kind of started, and what we ended up with, to your point, is a corridor, if you will, between Austin and San Antonio that's absolutely just replete with all sorts of technology concerns, including data centers. And that's typically how it works. They like to kind of hub and concentrate around one another. That's just the way our industry always has been. The Research Triangle Park in North Carolina. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could create a similar model here in Mississippi?
I think we're primarily positioned for that, and I think that you're going to see a lot of industry specifically within that kind of that data construct, but even the ancillary businesses that go along with that are going to grow and pop up. So my job is a fun one, but it's also a challenge of making sure that we are investing in the infrastructure, investing in our people with workforce programs that would attract those types of industries, and making sure that we do everything we can to lay the groundwork for that type of ecosystem that you just described in North Carolina. There's no reason we can't achieve that. I think that's the expectation that the chancellor has, and it's certainly the expectation that I have. And every indication I've been given from city and county leadership is they're ready to roll.
Yeah, and something that's positive in the wake of the AWS announcement, and of course, you mentioned the big investment in the Memphis area, especially right after the AWS announcement. We're seeing our colleges and universities announce curricula, announce programs specifically designed to prepare their students for these jobs.
Well, you and I have talked about it in the last few years in my previous role of how do we find ways to entice and attract and keep our students here in state. Well, that's how you do it. It's bringing in those innovative companies, building up those opportunities for incredible careers, but then having the infrastructure in place in our educational system from K through 12 to community college to the four-year institutions that would allow those students to come and stay. The chicken or the egg. Are you developing people
exactly
in the industry? And you've got to manage both of those, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, the good news is companies like AWS, they understand that, hey, if the workforce isn't necessarily in place today to fill every job, we can play a role as a private sector entity in developing those people. And so they're collaborating with our universities, our K through 12. I mean, this is really what it's all about, is it not, Ryan? I know you have tremendous experience in this. This is how it's done.
Oh, no, absolutely. I think what you see is private industry investing themselves, time, energy, and resources into helping schools, whether it's at the elementary or junior high, the earliest ages, but certainly making investments and partnerships at our colleges, whether it's a Center for Manufacturing Excellence across the street from us, whether it's the CAVS program at Mississippi State. Industries are starting to recognize, hey, we need to put skin in the game to ensure that we can help train up, educate, and develop our own people from within. And it's that symbiotic relationship that I think yields great results. And I think this is Oxford and Lafayette County is probably one of the greatest examples of that in the state of Mississippi.
I couldn't be more optimistic. I'm glad you're in that role. I hope you're having fun with it. I know you'll do great. And we appreciate you coming on the program today and talking about what's going on there in the Oxford-Lafayette County area with respect to economic development. Ryan Miller, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Gerard. I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, man. We're coming right back, folks, in the Element